Hello there, it's your Wisconsin wine guy. We're back with another wine review, and this particular wine is extra special to me, but we'll get into that. For those who are new, these are wines where you can find wherever you shop for wine, liquor store, grocery store, wine shop. You can find these wines on the shelves, and I like to call these everyday wines, meaning they won't break the bank, but they're good quality, very delicious wines that you can drink and enjoy every day and even pair with foods, right? Share with your friends. So, I utilize my infamous thumb rating system to grade these wines. Very simple, to the point, Thumbs up says, you know what, I recommend this wine. It's a pretty solid wine. You can't go wrong with it. 3/4. Someone gave me this wine. I tasted it. I liked it. And I said, you know what, I would share this with my friends. In fact, I'll keep some on hand to share with my friends. Halfway, the wine was a little off for me. It didn't work for my palate. It doesn't make it a bad wine, but you give it a try, then let all of us know what you think in the comments. Thumbs down? Again, that's always the easy one, right? That wine just did not pass mustard. And as always, I will let you know why it did not work for my palate. And every now and then, there's the infamous double thumbs up. Do a double thumbs up, that wine is like high on the ranking. The price point was still be affordable, and sometimes it may be a little bit higher, but it's a pretty solid wine, and I highly recommend that you give it a try. And I also would be curious to know what you thought about it. And it's always a good thing to look at the reviews and write in the comments and let me know if you agree with my rating. Okay? I'd love to hear your responses. All right, so here we go. Les Jamelles 2021 Paillet d'Eau. So, Syrah. Now, the reason why I said that this wine has a special place to me was back when I had my wine shop in the 2000s, early to mid 2000s. This is one of the wines that I brought in. The wine region, Languedoc region, I'm talking south of France, south of the Rhone Valley, and I brought these wines in and explored that region, right? Explored that region, discovered, oh my God, these are some great wines coming out of that area. It wasn't, tied down, by the stringent rules that you may find in Bordeaux or Burgundy and the Rhone and some of those areas. It was kind of like free forming, like certain parts of Italy, outside of Chianti, classical area, where they can be a little bit free, and do different things with the wines. And also it gave an opportunity for, young up-and-coming winemakers to explore. Okay? I mean, they oftentimes couldn't afford some of the chateaus or the venues in those areas, and oftentimes they couldn't get a good contract, so they went out on their own and found other areas to buy land, grow grapes, and make wine. Languedoc is one of those regions, it's a region where, there's all sorts of grape varieties planted there. Those varieties that have influenced France, over the centuries, but all sorts of grape varieties are planted there, and lots of winemakers will give it a try. So enter Les Jamelles. When I discovered this wine, looking through one of my buyer's portfolio, like, oh, well, what's this region? Let me check it out. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. And what you will find some blends in that area, but you also will find quite a bit of 100% varietal wines, and this is one of them. So this is going to be 100% Syrah. It goes through a very slow fermentation and extraction of color and other flavor elements, from the grapes. And part of it is aged in oak barrels, and then a final blend is done with the wine, So the goal with the Les Jamelles wine was to give a wine that is true to varietal character, but density, and rich, but one that can be enjoyed every day and enjoyed with food. Price doesn't matter. Retail, you can find this anywhere from $9.99, probably on sale, to $14.99, depending where you shop for wine. Alcohol on this, let's find that alcohol. I swear I say this every time. One year, the alcohol is going to be in the same location, right? So alcohol, 13% alcohol. So it's right in that sweet spot when it comes to alcohol, so you're able to enjoy it. But let's give it a try. Now, Syrah is one of those grapes, and most people, you'll probably do more Australian Shiraz. But Shiraz, Syrah, these are those grapes that you don't see a lot of people drinking. Everywhere you go to shop for wine, what do you see? Cabernet. Cabernet, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, right? You see very little Syrah, and you'll see very little Merlot, which is my grape, all right? But get a look at this. Get a picture here. Get a look at this coloring, okay? I mean, here's Syrah, just like the great Petite Syrah, Petite Verdot. We're talking density of color here, okay? I mean, it's going to have a very nice color, and already from here, you can capture the essence, the aroma, the bouquet, the fruit. I mean, again, I always say, if you can't smell it or taste the fruit, then what's the point, right? I mean, it is a fruit. Let's give it a try. So Catherine, the winemaker, female winemaker, we are in Women's Power Month, but female winemaker, Catherine, and that was her goal, was to capture the essence of Syrah itself. Berries, we're going to find out, but you can smell the dark berries here. So, from here, whew, man, I mean, Syrah, every time I smell it, it's like a flashback for me, a total flashback. But with Le Jamelles, when I first brought it in, I did sell the Syrah. So we're talking, like I said, maybe 2007, 8, and I sold the Merlot. Both were fantastic when I sold those wines. But I come across the Le Jamelles Syrah, and I'm going to find the Merlot so I can taste that currently and see what it's like. Oh, wow. So, again, you pick up, the cedar of wood spice on the nose, blended. Very well blended on the nose, with the fruit. Dark berry, almost like a pepper, Oh, wow, that smells nice. We definitely pick up, it almost has like a earthy presence to it. When I say earth, I'm not talking about soil so much, but I'm talking more about, just like the wood, from the time they spent on the skins and probably some stems, and you pick up on that, very well blended with the fruit. And again, that spice kicking in, coming from its time in wood. So now, two-step process. I'm just all into this. Two-step process. First is going to be the taste for acidity. Again, it must be a lively wine for me. Red, white, even sweet, doesn't make a difference. Need to have some acidity because I like to enjoy my wine with food, lots of times. So I want to make sure that wine is going to go well with the food and keep things upbeat. Second taste is when I'm going to taste and give you my opinion. So here we go. Number one. Wow. Great acidity. Making my mouth water. I'm trying to keep it all inside. Making my mouth water. Then we're going to taste, for the essence. I mean, when I say great fruit presence here, definitely here. I mean, you get that, on the initial intake of the wine. You get that, on the mid palate. You get that on the finish and surrounding, like, wow. Now, for the taste itself. Now, tannins. Ooh, love this city. Tannins on this wine are going to be like soft, medium, but they're there. It has decent structure to it, but very, very approachable. The Le Jamelles Syrah. Now, on that finish is plum, but it comes in with the berries. You pick up some of the spice, some of the peppery spice. You pick up some of those, but definitely, this is what, 2021? Definitely easy to drink. It has a dry finish, but that fruit just goes all the way through. I mean, every sip, nice purple color here. Wow, every sip is an abundance of fruit. And again, very easy on the palate, very easy on the finish. So, Le Jamelles, I haven't had you in several years now. And you know what? I'm going to say you're still doing it right for me. A fantastic everyday drinking Syrah. I'm going to give this a thumbs up. You can't go wrong with this. At $9.99, $14.99, depending where you are. would not be I feel you would not be disappointed in drinking this wine. You want to do something different outside of Cabernet. Do something completely different. How about go for a Syrah? So there you have it, Wisconsin Wine Guide, telling you as always that your palate be the guide. I'm gonna, enjoy this, and who knows, maybe I can see if I can come up with some food to go with this, right? We'll see. Sometimes when I get like halfway in the bottle, it's time to eat. So, see you next time when we review the next wine. What will it be? So, let your palate, did you get that? Let your palate be the guide. Ciao!